underbody's taken some damage, I suggest you box and check it out.
Race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Iceman, Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Well, that wraps up qualifying. Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today at the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Iceman lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Mick Schumacher, and Perez. Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, and Lance Stroll. Russell, they've taken a grid penalty. Vettel, Lando Norris, and Magnussen. Gasly, Schwartzman, Alex Albon, and Guan Yu Zhou. Sainz, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once more by Anthony Davidson. Why don't we get things rolling by talking about George Russell? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, Mick's coming in for his stop now. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. 16.6 seconds. Make a mistake and we can still regain the position.
Another action-packed Japanese Grand Prix comes to an end, and a magnificent drive to take the win today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here. So let's review the drivers' standings. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Let's move on to the constructors. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.